Oh, there. Hello. Good evening. So I decided to start quite early today. I've been late all these few days. So let me be serious and actually do this thing early. Welcome. For those of you who are already here, thank you so much for joining today. Welcome to Let's Do Business with Aisha Yesufu. Today we are going to be talking about when to start business. We've started our conversation on Let's Do Business. We started with why business. Why should anyone be interested in business? Why should anyone do business? After that, we also did why not business, and we gave reasons why people should not think about doing business. We say if you're lazy, if you're afraid of failure, if you are adverse to risk taking, if you do not take 100% responsibility for your life or actions or decisions or anything or outcomes, if you are not principled, if you are not open to possibilities, if you are not even interested, please just simply stay away from business. There is really no need for you to do business. Uh, mo talabe mo ageni. So that's the thing. Don't do business if you're not into any, if you have any of these qualities. But one of the things we also said is that hello Edionia Miriam, thank you so much for being here. Welcome. And so those are the things that we talked about in terms of our business. Then we also talked about, we had talked about why business, why someone should do business. We say things like to make money, or the rate of unemployment, for fun. If you have hobby business you want to turn into the business. If you have to fulfill a need, to solve a problem in your community, and in so doing be able to make money. Also, if you have sort of like skills or certificate that does not fit the average, the labor market. There are certain people who have read certain courses, and these courses are not the ones that fit into the labor market, or they have certain skills, and so instead of just waiting, they just go ahead to start a business. So these are some of the things that we've discussed. That's Eunice. Hello, Toye. Thank you so much for joining. Hello to you too. Welcome. As we wait for others to join, this one I really came on the dot. Nosa Adabel. Hello, Patrick. I'm doing great. Richard Francis. Hi, welcome. Thank you for being here today. So, like I said, today we'll be looking at uh, when to start a business. So that's another question that a lot of people ask. When should you do business? When should you think of doing business? That's in it. Happy to catch the light. Fantastic. That's great. I'm glad you're here also. In the meantime, while we wait to start, before we start today's topic, is there any question that anyone would like to ask based on business or anything related to that, or from some of the things that we've done in the last few days? We've also talked about financial independence and how people should work towards financial independence. So if you have any quick question that you want to do, is for us to get it going, and you can ask that question. Celestine, hi to you, welcome. Justin Okoye, good evening, and thank you for being here. It's a pleasure having you here. And so today, like I said, we'll be talking Sam Chooks. Hello, thank you so much for your kind words. We'll be looking at when to do business, because some people ask, when is the right time to do business? When is the best time to do business? Should they do it now? Should they do it later? And all of that. That's Eunice. Do you need to pay taxes when you own a business in Nigeria? Yes, you do. You do have to pay taxes. So depending on the kind of business that you have, you have small, medium, and small, medium enterprise. They are the big companies. There are sole proprietors, business names that you don't pay much anyway, like all these like traders, in terms of like sole proprietors where the business is small. You just have a shop or things like that. but you do pay, you still no, you don't pay tax in the like the big tax to the Federal Inland Revenue Service kind of tax, but you pay some kind of local government tax and all of that. But yes, businesses are taxed. Yeah, you do need to pay tax, and if you don't do, it's actually a crime. Thank you so much, Murtala Mohammed. He says, please share and hit the like button from my afema. Zingwe. Thank you so much, Mo Bilu. Yes, please go ahead and just please share, like, and subscribe. If you're not already subscribing, go ahead and subscribe. I do put out 3 videos every day, basically, usually on governance, politics, what's happening in Nigeria, and all of that at 12 noon, 4 p.m., and 8 p.m. Nigerian time. Those videos do go out. And then so far, we'll be doing at 9 p.m. every day. We sort of like talk about business, talk about financial independence. On Sundays, it's about, we're starting our review. We're going to review the book The Richest Man in Babylon, and we'll be reviewing one chapter at a time. So it will take us quite a while, some months before we're able to finish reading. So we'll read it, we'll come together, and in that one there's going to be interaction. People can speak it, talk, and all of that. And usually, although it's reserved for people who are members of the community. So thank you so much, Uche. Thank you for your kind of, what you B Bob said what you're doing is haram. Then alhamdulillah, B Bob, you, myself and yourself, we probably are not going to be buried in the same grave. So whatever I will go through, you don't have to go through that. So that's a good thing. Thank you so much. And so like I was saying, we're going to be reviewing this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. I've had this book for over 20 years. I've bought a lot after this. I've given some out. It's even falling apart. I really need to go and put it together. And so we just have to, yeah, just get a copy of the book, and please go ahead and read it. And you know, something about reading book is that when you read book, there are different perspectives. I can read something, I can read a particular thing, you read it, but the way we are looking at it is different. And that's the beauty of our book review. By the time we all come together and yeah, we're going through it and learning from each other, you learn from another person's perspective, and that quite help. And sometimes also, when you now read it alone and you're reviewing it among each other, everybody is bringing in what they've learned. It sort of like gets it more ingrained in you, and for you to follow it. Books like The Richest Man in Babylon, they are not books that they are not just like novels that you read, you enjoy the story, and you move on. Usually it's always recommended or advisable that you actually put to practice what you've read. That's really the essence of gaining knowledge. It doesn't make any sense if you have all the knowledge in the world and then you are not just applying it. Justin Okoye says a reader is a leader. Absolutely, that's quite spot on. A reader is a leader, but also the reader has to apply the knowledge. If you do not apply the knowledge, then you really are not going to get the benefit out of that particular thing that you have read. So I think I'll give it a few more minutes, maybe like I'll go to 10, 12, or 15 minutes before I start the main topic that we have today, which is when to start business. When do you start business? That's the question. But in the meantime, please keep your questions coming in. Let's continue to look at it. Do you think it is possible to start a business in your late 50s and still have a breakthrough, especially in Nigeria with inadequate capital? Yes, so you're going into the question, when do you start business? There is no time that you cannot start business. There are people who have started business in their 50s, in their 60s, some of them after they retired from work, and they did quite well. One of the biggest problem we do have in Nigeria is that most of us, we don't write books, we don't write about people, we don't, so sometimes we don't have our own examples to be able to give and say, hey, this is this particular example. But I was like KFC, although you said the Nigerian context, KFC was started by someone who was in his 60s who hadn't gotten a lot of things. We do have people who can start business. So business can be done, at any time. But that's what we are going to go. We're going to go deep into that as we look at the topic for today. That's Eunice. I find it hard to want to start a business in Nigeria because most Nigerians are doing same businesses and find it hard to support businesses that are unfamiliar to Nigerian culture. Yes, so businesses that are unfamiliar to Nigerian culture, it's normal everywhere. If you bring in, people don't like change. People like something that it's regular for them. They don't like to go out of their comfort zone. And I'll give you an example. I remember when someone was telling us the story about Indomie noodle. Today, if you look at in the Nigerian market, this is one of those things that sell very well. But when it first came into Nigeria, for those who were distributors there, nobody wanted to eat noodle. Nobody wanted to eat all of those Indomie and co. They had it short. They were cooking and just giving people to eat and get it. So it takes a very it takes a lot. It takes a long time for people to accept, either new way of doing something or new product. But if you are if you're persistent and you continue, in no time they actually do accept it. I mean, there are a lot of products that came into Nigeria, products like Samsung, LG. Nobody wanted them in Nigeria. I mean, people only did Philip and stuff like that. And then they, with persistence, they stayed on and they kept going on. And before you know what's happening, it's now the product that is on ground. And then everybody is like, oh, it's normal. Everybody is like looking at it, and that's the end product. But it took a long time for the people who brought it in. And one of the things I would say to us is that in business, there's something that they call perseverance. I always say in business, you must pass the perseverance test before you succeed in business. That there's always a test that everyone has to undergo, which is that perseverance test. And you have to pass it. You have to pass that particular test before you can succeed. And sometimes, I just feel that God has a way of testing us to know whether you really want something. So you don't just come and things are succeeding. Yes, and then when you bring those things in, they work. A lot of new things are being brought in. POS that we are using in Nigeria that is so common. It wasn't common some years back. I know I will travel abroad. You will see in other places like Ghana, South Africa, traders will just bring out their POS you buy. It looked strange to me now, like, wow, when will this get to Nigeria? But here it is now in Nigeria. So if you have things, but the only things that you have to promote it, you have to do a lot of promotion. And then sometimes, and that's how life is. You would have done all the hard work, you would have promoted it, you would have gotten it there, and then when it starts moving, you see other people will now come and do it. They will now copycat business. But that's the way business is. So that's why when you get invest, as much as possible, ensure you put in you put in a lot of mechanisms in place that will make people loyal to your own brand. I tried to start a baking business and people didn't want to buy because it was not puff puff buns, egg roll in Nigerians, and Nigerians don't seem to like to try new things. Okay, so when you're starting a business like that, for example, if you're starting a baking business, what I would say, instead of you starting, because it's food, yeah, a lot of people, first of all, they don't know how it tastes. You go and spend my hard-earned money. I don't know what you would do. You will do it with the normal food, with the kind of product that the people are used to, and then you begin to bring in this other new product that you have. You understand? So you keep little by little so that it takes time. And then when people get used to it, they will not want to go with that particular product. But if you bring a product, for example, you're baking and everything is strange, everything is not what the Nigerian people are used to, it's going to take, people are just going to say, oh, we don't even know what she's selling. But you can sell with those things that they have in the market, those things that they are used to, side by side the other ones. And when people come in, and that's where marketing comes in. Hello, you've bought this product. Hi, would you like to try our this thing? It's very nice. It's made of this. And sometimes, out of curiosity, people are going to say, oh, okay, what's that? What's it made of? They are picking one or two, and before you know what's happening, it's going on there. But if you just bring an entirely new product, no, in anywhere, it's there's gonna be that resistance, because people are like, okay, we don't know what she's selling. There's nothing that is familiar. So I think it's a bit of both. And before you know what's happening, you might have some of those your products, they will not be really selling. Uh, Thank you so much, Eunice. I'm glad I've been of help. Yeah, okay. Michael ends, I've heard Jesus loves you. Jesus is God. Okay, fine. You've said that one too, and that's okay. We are having a business conversation here. If you want to ask or you want to communicate or talk about that, we'll go ahead and talk about it. But please don't stop spam it. You've already said it. I mean, if you believe in this thing, you don't have to push it. People will say it. They'll feel the love, show the love, and let's just go. Okay, that makes sense. That with what they know, and then absolutely, that's Eunice. That's the way to go. Human beings are a bit. People don't like change. People don't like new things. We like our comfort zone. We like things that we're so used to, and so it takes time. But you'll be shocked when people begin to love those things the way that they're going to go. Anyway, it's 15 minutes. It's already 16 minutes in. I think it's only fair that we start with the topic of today, even though, yes, we've been talking about other topics that way. Justin Okoye, I'm very glad that you're finding this of real value. And for me, the fact that you're finding this real value makes it so much easier for me to come here every day and have this. I love to share of the experience that I have. Today we'll be discussing when to do business. When. We've done why business, why not business. Today is when. The best time to start a business is a long time ago. And the next best time to start business is this very moment. If you have started your business a long time ago, fantastic. I've been doing business for 24 years now. There are some people who have been doing business for 60 years. I've been doing my own business. I said I was going to change. I've been doing my own business for about 24 years, but I've been doing business for about 40 years. I started manning and taking care of my parents' shop at the age of 10, 11. I'm 50 now, and so I've been doing business for a long time. When I finished secondary school, I haven't had a shop that was open for me. I had took care of it before our result came out for me to go to university. But owning my own business, doing my own business has been 24 years. And there are people who have been doing business for 60 years. There are people who have not yet started business. There are people who just started business last week. There are people who are going to start business probably today or tomorrow. There's a saying that when you wake up that your money begins, right? So everybody has their own different stages in life. There's no one at this age you do business. No, it depends on when things align from you, when your mindset is right on it, when you want to do this, and that's the best time to do that business. So like I said, the best time to start a business is a long time ago. The next best time is today, is now. So pick up a pen and begin to put down your ideas. That is the start of a business. Business starts with ideas and you move on from there. A lot of people always think that use business starts with money, and so they don't think about these ideas. They always think, oh, if I get money I'll do business. If I get money I'll do business. If I No, that's not it. Business does not start with money. Business actually starts with idea. What's that idea you have? What's that problem you want to solve? What's that business you've seen in another place that you want to bring here? Like we've heard at unit, bringing some unique snacks that she has seen somewhere, that is being done somewhere, down to the Nigerian market. That's a business idea. What hobby do you have that you can commercialize and make it a business? And also, what business do you see that you can improve upon, you can do better than the way it is being done right now? Anya Umesi, oh, thank you. Yes, we are meeting live today, and this live program comes up 9 p.m. every day, except for days that maybe I'm unable to do that. But ordinarily, we just meet here 9 p.m. every day, and we have a conversation around business, financial independence, and anything in between. And so So when you get to that place, like, oh, you want to do this business, you want to do that, you have idea, you want to put out. These are things that that's when you begin to think about business and what to do. So it can come at any time. So write those ideas down. Begin to think about them. Don't think about how if I until I get money, because people just shut down their brains, shut down their creativity, shut down their thinking because they just see, oh, I need money to start business until I get money. They want to get the money first before they start thinking, and then they wonder why they lose all their money when they get that money and start business. According to Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad, he said you can't make money if you don't know, if you can't make money, you can't make money with money if you don't know how to make money without money. So you must learn how to start your business without money. Think about it. How do I start this business? Can I start by being a go-between person? Can I start by buying on credit? Can I start by just looking for customer that will do the work and getting where they are doing the work, and there'll be a go-between? Like the last time I talked about, a printing press. If you want to start a printing press and a printing company, you don't have money for all those equipment. You can start by looking for people who are doing this thing, who are going to print, and you collect from them. You go and print them. Make sure they do. You design it. If you design it, everything. Make sure they do very fantastic, great job. You give to them. Tomorrow they're gonna come to you. Tomorrow they're gonna word of mouth. They're gonna bring their friends to you or their colleagues or stuff like that. As you're doing it, you probably then now have money from what you saved. You open a shop. You open a shop where the people can bring in the things that they want printed or the things they want made for them, and then your shop is there. They come in there, they meet you. When you need to have it done, you go and meet the people that have the machines. By the time you are able to save money to start buying your own machine, guess what would have happened? You already have a customer base. That's the best way to start business. But most times what people do, instead of them to look for how to get this thing without money, they wait and wait and wait until they get money first before they now go and buy the machines, the equipment, they fix it up, and then they sit down, they don't have customers. And after a while, maybe the business, the thing is sitting down there, you are not making as much money, you've spent so much money, and then they get discouraged and stop business. No, you start with the ideas and you can go on from there. Absolutely. The owner of KFC, yeah, he started at the age of 65. And that's Colonel Sanders. So everyone, there's no particular time that you say you have to do this business. Don't wait until you are a certain age or refuse to do business because you feel you are too old or have been out of work for a very long time. If you have it in you, bring that business to light, and in the process help yourself and be of help to other people. So at any age, don't let age limit you, don't let time limit you. Just start something. And I always say to people, start small. You understand? Start small and think big. That means you buy all the equipment. Exactly. That's what a lot of people do. They end up looking for money, get set up their big company, whatever, but they've not worked on getting their customer base. And the customer base is always the best. That's why for most people who you see are doing greatly in manufacturing, they actually started with distribution. They built market, got their customer base before they went in and started, doing manufacturing or all of that. The likes of Dangote and co. I'm gonna give you two examples in terms of the fact that you don't have to get to a certain age. You don't have to be old or whatever. You can start business very young. You can start business very old. I had a sister who was my junior sister. I'm the firstborn. She's the third child. She's the third born, and at a very young age, she was doing business. She did a lot of businesses. Sometimes she would do this fish pepper soup for kids to buy. She did a whole lot of, growing up and all of that. She started business very young, maybe before she was 10 years old, and she was making quite some money. Even at the time where in the family we really weren't making a lot of money, her own business helped. I'm going to give you example, a story of my son Amir, who started his business at the age of 9. Amin had a need which he wanted. He had a need which was that he wanted a laptop at that time. And so we're like, okay, fine. We were looking for a laptop. He was pestering us. We need to buy him a laptop. We need to buy him a laptop. We're like, okay, go and look for save money and buy the laptop. So from then, he now started, okay, what would he do? So the first thing he looked at was the fact that he was going to fulfill a need. How was he going to fulfill a need? In the area we were living in at that time, we were amongst the first people that came to that area where we lived in Kaduna. And there were no shops, there were no things. And in our own house, we had quite a number of people that were living in the house. I had a lot of my siblings, my husband's siblings, my husband's nieces and nephew, my own nieces. We just had a lot of people. I mean, there were times in my house that you could have like 20 to 30 other relatives that are staying in the house, especially during holidays. It was my house was that converging place. And so what did my son do? He needed to buy a laptop. And so he now started to sell recharge card. So we didn't have places we could go for recharge card. He started selling, and then we go and buy MTN, I think MTN or any of the ones that people were buying from him. He had to calculate how much he was going to make. We also went to go and find out how much was the cost of a laptop. And then in his own way, he realized how much he needed to save for him to be able to buy that laptop, and he made 4 naira for every 100 naira recharge card that he sold. And for him, it was something. It was a learning experience for him. But although he did get the laptop, of course, with the business wasn't enough for him to buy. He did get a laptop. He got his laptop as a birthday present on his 10th birthday. Why am I sharing this? To say to you, even children can start business. Don't limit your children. If they want to start selling something, let them go ahead. That's why you find in the Western world, a lot of children, they will start a lemonade stand. They're doing one thing or the other. So you can start business at a very tender age, or you can do it when you're much older. The second example I'm going to give is that of my mother, who went to learn tailoring in 1988. So my parents had a business they were both doing together, and then they lost all of that business. Life was extremely hard. In 1998, my mother lost her mother. That's my maternal grandmother died. And so when things were extremely hard for us. When you talk about stark poverty, we really couldn't eat. And I don't want to go into that one. That's not what we are doing this life today. But it was hard. Like when you will stay from morning till night and there's no food. You don't have anything there was water, of course, because we had a well, so you can fetch water and drink, but there was literally nothing that to feed your family. That was my experience all of that time. So one of the things that my mom did was to go back and go and learn tailoring. 1988, I was like 14 years. Oh, no, 83 then. Yeah, I was like around 14 years. Okay, imagine my mom went to learn tailoring, and she did, and she got her freedom, and then she opened her small tailoring shop, and she was sewing, and she could get little bit of money and stuff like that. Why am I saying this? That no matter where you are, uh my mom had to put her head down and learn to trade with her children's age mate to be able to fend for her family. Some people will spend all their lives starting businesses that only they themselves will only participate in. You know why? Because these businesses are in their heads. There are people who are waiting for perfect moments. Oh, Lord have mercy. My husband is one of those people. Accountants, Lord have mercy. I don't know whether it's an accounting thing. They will do their whatever feasibility study, business plan, arrange this. No, everything have to align. I'll say, oh God, go and start this thing. There's nothing like alignment. Literally, like when my husband he did his soap industry, right? When he was manufacturing soap, there was a machine he bought. He had to go and redo that machine because he felt the other one he bought was not clean enough. Like my husband like good finishing. If he's building, everything has to align. I'm like, Oga, the product is not what you are seeing. Go and do something. No, the building has to be done perfectly. The machineries have to be. So there are some people like that, it takes a lot, and then they'll spend so much money, and at the end of the day, the business, when they start running it, it has this thing. But some people have fantastic business ideas in their head. They have everything down. The only thing is that they never start. So please, whatever ideas you have there. Lulu Queen, oh, thank you so much. I'm good now. I mean, from where I'm coming from, it's super. I'm super grateful. It's just that I always remember, and I know there's so many people who are also in that condition. That's why when some people say, Aisha, you are too passionate. Are you the only one in Nigeria? Because I know what I went through, and it hurts me that other people are still going through that. And I always felt that people, adults failed me, and now I'm also failing other children the way I was. So don't keep those ideas in your head. Start them. There are no perfect moment. As soon as you have a business idea or talent, you want something you want to turn into a business, just go ahead and start doing something immediately. Take action. You can begin with the smallest thing. If you have a business idea today, now as you're doing this live, you can even start jotting down as you are hearing me speak, or immediately after the live, you can sit down and just start jotting down what are the things that you should do, what are the things that you can put in place, how do you start, and just start from there. Oh, sorry, I need to put on the AC, and just start from there, and just keep going. You make sure that every day you do a task that would help you to start, and give yourself a starting day. It's very important. When you have ideas in your head, when you do this thing, write them down. When you write them down, what happens with what you write down goes as we go on. Those are some of the things that I'm going to talk about in terms of setting goals. When you write down goals, it goes from just being in your mind to something that you can plan, actionable. You can see an actionable task that you can do. And then also, your conscious and unconscious mind will now be working towards that goal. Not just your conscious mind. Even when you're sleeping, your head is thinking about the goal. Your head is putting one or two together. Because most times what we do is that we forget to feed our conscious mind and give it work to do. And I will say to you, the conscious mind does a lot. You see, when you begin to put those your goals down, you begin to set them, you will now find out that it's almost as if the universe will be aligning. The universe is aligning to help you meet those goals. And I'll give you example. If you are sitting down in a place, and then the next thing, you go and buy or you thinking about, oh, I want to see a green pen, I want to get a green pen. As you are going, before you know what's happening, you start seeing green pens. It's not that the green pens just automatically materialize. No, the green pens have always been there, but you have not seen them, because it's your unconscious mind that really sees, not your eyes, because it's not something you're bothered about. But the moment it came to your unconscious mind, you will now be looking, or the moment you brought it to your conscious mind, it now fits your unconscious mind, and then it begins to look out for those things. That's why sometimes when you buy a particular kind of car, or a particular kind of bag, or a particular kind of shoe, you now say as if everybody has that bag. They always had it, but you never saw it, because that wasn't what you were looking for. So it's very important. Write this thing down on the day, and then when you give yourself a start day, on that day, whether you finish the entire task you're supposed to do or not, just go ahead and start. As you go on, you will learn about it. I think I'm going to stop here a bit and check. I see we have a lot of comments here. Howard Ramsey, it's a pleasure having you here. Welcome. We do this 9 p.m. every day Nigerian time, and on Sunday we're going to start with our book review, reviewing the book The Richest Man in Babylon. Everybody get that book, get your book, and you read it, and then we review we start with the first chapter, and we go on from there. I agree that we can start business on credit, but how do we factor in the personal cost where your business involves bringing some professional on board in the early days? Most businesses, as you start with, the moment you're starting your business, you're going to be the one that is doing everything. So that's hard, because you don't have the money to pay other people, so you end up doing a whole lot of other things. And then if you're talking about the ones you have to do, bring in professionals and all of that, then you work with people who are already there. And so you work with them, you bring the clientele, you bring your customers, your customer base, or your clients, that will now give that the work you're doing, and then you're working with other people who are already doing it. Little by little, while you're there, you start saving. You start saving and working towards you also having the money to be able to hire the people, the professionals that you need to get it done. Because you can't, even if let's say you want to have an accounting firm, you can't just wake up one day, oh, I need an accounting firm, I have to hire housing office, get the professionals, get no, you start from somewhere. Why don't you get people that you start doing their books for them, their accounting, their whatever? Why don't you attach yourself to already existing accounting firm and then take it off from there? That's why I gave you the example, like somebody who wants to start a printing press, somebody who wants to start a school. Start by giving lessons, start by giving them extra a moral, is it a samora class they call it, by lessons, helping them with this thing. From that whole thing, you now start going towards starting the school. When you start, you probably are going to be the principal, the teacher, the everything as you go on before you bring people in. Most of the time, people always think of starting something from starting big. You start small and think big. There's no business that you're going to do that you cannot start it from a smaller place and then you move on from there. Starting big is where people make a lot of mistakes, because when you have the money on your hand, you really are not doing you're not most effective or most efficient. You're not most creative. You sometimes you spend money on unnecessary things. And I'm going to give you an example. There was someone who was telling me about a farm. They wanted to build a farm, they started with a huge farm, and they were going to do poultry, animal husbandry, crops, and all of that. And they were building the houses that the staff, farm, whatever, are going to live in. At the end of the day, huge project, they sank in a lot of money. The thing never took off because they had so much money. They were wasting it on the wrong things. Why are you building houses? You've not even started the farm. You've not started you've not even started selling anything. You're already building houses that staff are going to stay in. So that's what happens when you have a lot of money. You're starting your business with a lot of money. I've was involved in advertising people's shoes online. Once I get customer, I quickly get the shoe from the seller and deliver to the buyer, come back to pay the order, then keep my profit. Thank you so much, Justin Okoye. That's it. This is like what I've trying to explain. You don't have to start, you don't have the money. Work on getting your customer base. And I tell you, if you see what Justin Okoye has done now, by the time he now starts his own business, getting a customer base is already there for him. So that's what makes it easy. He's not starting, he's not just keeping the shoes and looking at them and looking for customers that will come and buy it from him. He's already known to sell shoes, and then it becomes a seamless thing, that goes on. That's the best way to start business. Rather than go and get money, go and buy, keep the shoes, and then start looking for customers. Then for those who would have hired a shop, your shop is already running and stuff like that. So these are some of the things that you can also always do. Sometimes the fear of failing is what keeps stop people from starting businesses, or the fear of rejection. Absolutely. And that's not a good fear. As a business person, that's why we say if you're afraid of failure, then don't even bother to start business. But one of the things people will do, and one of the books as we go on that we're also going to review, is Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell. It explains failure in such a way. You learn from your failure. It's just the way we have been wired from childhood, where people are made to believe that failure is bad. I tell my children, like, when they fail, I'm like, it's a good thing, it's okay. The most important thing is that you learn from your failure. Failure is not falling down. Failure is staying down. You fall down, you pick yourself up, you start going. Imagine if a child, when the child took their first step and they fell down and they decided they were not going to stand again, because so that they don't fall again, they will never be able to walk. Imagine if a child refused to walk just because they are afraid of falling, or they've seen someone fall, then that person will never walk. And so you must take that plunge. Failure is part of it, and that's why we always say keep it small. Start small, think big. It's not that you start small and remain small. Start small, think big. And in the early days, if you start small, you're able to manage your failure. It's not the one that will destroy you. That's why, for me personally, I always advise people, if you want to start a business, ask yourself, can you afford to lose everything? If you can afford to lose everything you are starting with, and it's not going to shake you, it's not going to be a life-threatening thing, because you see people lose their business, and some people are taking their lives, some people that's the end, they can't get up again. If it's not going to be, you lose it, yes, it's painful, but you can handle it, then go for it. If you can't handle it, scale it down. Don't say that you have to keep it at big or whatever. Scale it down and take it to a level where you would be able to handle it. Howard, wa alaikum salam, welcome, welcome all of you. I want to own a media company where I create African films and TV shows all across Africa. I'm in my 40s. I plan on going on to film school in Asia to learn about writing, producing and directing. That's fantastic. That's great, Eunice. So that's you planning on starting a business. Yes, you're in your 40s. Who says you can? I don't know the age at which this guy made it, the guy who does Madia. What's his name again? I've just forgotten his name. So that's a great thing. In the meantime, before you go to the film school in Asia, online, YouTube, there are a lot of knowledge you can gather online. Look at what people are doing, learn from that. Start skits, start little things. YouTube is there for everyone. Yesterday we talked a little bit about YouTube and how people, what some of the things people can do. YouTube is there. You can start putting out these shows there little by little. Before you actually start that big media outfit, start with the YouTube. Like someone was saying the other day, there is so much market. This cocoa melon and all of that thing, we need a lot of African content, in terms of children, the kind of shows and programs they can watch. And so that's also something that you can start. You don't need to say you are waiting for that big money to start that media company, or if you have to now, before you go to the film school. All of these things you can start little where you are as you're going on, and then you get all of those things together and have your big program. Elite Sports, thank you, amen, God bless you. Howard, thank you so much. Bayo, please, my fellow students, do like and share, make it go viral. Thank you so much. I don't know, in short, I'm tired of talking, that's why I don't even say anything. Sometimes you see like 300 people are on, we're listening, but it's like, and you have less than 20 likes. It's like people don't want to like it, but if you like it, other people are able to see it faster. And it's all about learning. Let's all learn together. Let's all do things. So please, if you can, kindly share, like, subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, you can share it so that other people will be able to join us. And then you can hit the like button. That helps a lot. Elite Sports say that's the first time here. Welcome. And so okay, so just to give an overview, we're still on today. The lesson we're doing, we're talking about when to start business. So this program comes up 9 p.m. every day. So except of course maybe there's something that stops me from doing that, I'm on transit or something. Otherwise we do it 9 p.m. Every day, and that's Nigerian time, West African time. I think that's GMT +1, but do check, it's 9 p.m. West African time. Then on Sunday, we'll be doing book review. We are starting this Sunday with the book that we are going to review, which is The Richest Man in Babylon, that basically talks about how someone can attain financial independence even when you are in a very dire financial situation. So it's a very good book that I've used for over 20 years. I've used the principles of the book in my life, and it really helped. It requires a lot of hard work and all of that. But anyway, we'll get to that when we get to the book. So 9 p.m. West African time. So, yep. Oriyomi, good day, welcome. Glad to see you, Mr. Habatos, being financial. Absolutely. So thank you so much, Bayo, for helping me get that. Thank you, David. Okay, 9 p.m. Nigerian time to Dubai time should be it's 9:10. That should be after 12. I think Dubai is 3 hours ahead of Nigeria. So right now in Nigeria it is 9:44. So check what the time is in your place. Just take 40. So it's 9:44 right now. So what's your time in your place? So that it's on that hour that it starts. So I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, Tyler Perry. That was the name I was looking for. God bless you. So I'm just trying to see whether we have any questions. So I think I'll continue from here. Then I'll come back to the comments and see what are the things. The number one business killer that stops one from starting business is procrastination. A lot of people procrastinate. People have great, fantastic ideas, but they keep the way. I will do the business. I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. Just start, please. Just start. It's just like Eunice. I'm saying to you, please. Even on your YouTube, this thing, just start from there, and let's all keep going, we watch those things and get there. So a lot of business do not come to life because they are killed by procrastination. I will do it, I will do it, I will do it. And then also, like there's a story I gave here. Do you know an uncle or aunt who used to regale you with stories of the businesses they are going to start and that how they will buy you bicycle when they begin to make profit from those businesses? 20 years down the line, you are still waiting for that businesses because he or she got stuck with the I will syndrome. Sometimes we have these fantastic ideas that we want to do, but people don't just get to do it. Just start something. It doesn't have to be fantastic. And one of the things I say to people is that sometimes the business you started with is not the one you end up with. That one, we sometimes it will fail. It was just there for you to test yourself, to learn some things and just go on. Sometimes the business you start with, you now find other ones, you diversify and enter other businesses. That's what you're not doing. So all of these things happen, but just get your hand in there and just start something that you're doing. Are you the one who is still stuck with this syndrome of I will? The fantastic business idea you had during your youth core day, which you were supposed to start a few years of working just to raise capital, never saw the day. Some people start working because, by the time I start working, I'm going to save money, I will raise money, I will start my business. But this business never gets started because they get derailed along the way. Life happens, they are eating the money, they've not got the perseverance or the discipline for them to be able to save those money. So these are also some of the things that happen. Then fear of the unknown, just like Eunice had said earlier, some people are afraid. They are afraid of failure. They are afraid people will laugh at them. Let people laugh. They will use them. Even if you don't do it anyways, people will always laugh. So why don't you just do something, and then it's better you do it, even if it fails, rather than live with the regret of what if I had done that thing. Maybe it would have come out. Fear of the unknown is normal, but we should never allow it to stop us. Anytime I'm starting a new business, I always have fear, and I keep asking myself, what if this will happen? What if that will happen? What if this will happen? Those are normal things. But some of the things that I have done over time is that I use my fear. No, I use my failure, other things that I failed at. Then I'll say to myself, anyway, when I failed at that thing, I didn't die. I see there's a particular trend now that's on social media when people will say, let me enjoy myself. I didn't die when so they will now talk about something that happened to them. Maybe somebody betrayed them or somebody did something. That's also the same thing that I do my business. I'm like, when that business failed or when that idea didn't go through, I didn't die. So even if this one doesn't go through, I won't die. I will just continue, with the business that is there. And most importantly, also when you're starting that business, also do your what if test. What if this happen? What if that happen? So that you find solutions to these imaginary problems you have. In case they happen, you already have solution on ground. You've thought through those ideas and the things that you're going to do. And then if they don't happen, wow, that's bonus. So there's nothing to that one. Business is something that we need to start early in life and also start small. There are a lot of challenges in business. As we go on, one of the topics that we also take will be challenges also in business. Businesses have challenges. Life on itself have challenges, but you can always surmount these challenges and go on. For those who are working, the best time to start a business is while you're still working. Many people just sit down and say, oh, they want to start business. The next thing, they resign and go and start business. You're going into the unknown. Why? You can start your business as a side hustle while you're still working. Don't resign your job and just go and start business. That's the worst thing you can do. while you're still working, you can start your business, but make sure that your business does not interfere with your time, with the work you're doing. And don't go and start a business that where you're working, then you begin to do the same thing and take away their customers while you're still there. No, that's not there's no integrity there. That's not a moral thing to do, please. But you can do your own side hustle, because what you do outside of your office is your business. It doesn't have to be your employer's business. So you do that, start that work, and as it's going on, it's going on. When you see that the business have started making some money, it cannot sustain you, it can pay you to an extent, then you can resign and just go on. That's the easiest, because many people just resign, start their businesses, and then they find themselves they are floundering. Sometimes while you're working, you might experience a bit of failure in your business, a bit of loss. You can easily augment it with the money you're getting from working, rather than you just leave everything. But after a while, when you see it being sustainable, then you can now resign. It makes it easier. For example, if you have a partner, and then one of the partner can be taking care of the expenses of the house and stuff like that, and then you can be able to have more time to devote and focus, on your business. One of the things that people do is that they feel that, oh, when they retire, then they will start a business. No, that's the wrong thing to do. Start the business while you're still there, as you're working towards your retirement. Whatever business you want to start it then, and you will learn the business, you will learn how to manage it. You're not just uh someone who doesn't know the nitty-gritty, and then things affect you, and then it gets up. You get to learn the business as you go on, so that when you now retire, you have a knowledge of the business. The business is already up, it has already passed its teaching stages. It's making some money. Then you want to upscale it, you want to take it up, then you cannot use the money that they paid you after retirement, your gratuity. One of the saddest things that you can see, it's saddening to see a person retire from work, who then decide the next thing that they're going to do is to start their first business. That person in a few months sits down with a dazed look, and they are wondering what happened to all the money that they had got, all that huge amount that they were paid as gratuity. It's not where it has gone. People forget that business is not just something you jump into. You have to learn it. You have to get the experience. Just like the person who is getting retired didn't just jump one day and he became the head of his place, or whatever position he was getting retired for. They worked through it, and that's the same thing also in working. For the worker who wants to retire to a good income, bringing business, the best time to start the business is while you're still working. And I'll just say, hopefully you guys have already started. If you have a business idea, you've started putting these business ideas down, and you're going to work towards it. In a nutshell, let me summarize all the things that I've been saying. Is that there is no, how do I put it, there is no time that you cannot do business. Whether you're young or you're old, you can always start business. Yes, the easiest thing is that the best time to have started a business is a long time ago. The next best time is now, is today. It's for you to begin to put something down and learn it. And don't forget also, like we did talk about yesterday, business is not for everyone. Business is a mean to easily attain your financial independence also, but at the same time, you can attain your financial independence without a business. If you're someone who is working, you're an employee, you don't want the hassles of business, all you need to do, you can jump the step, get your income, and then save with your income, save it, and then invest it in passive income yielding investment, or investments that will appreciate over time. So this sort of, like, this helps you to scale it and get over there. You don't have to be part of business and all of that. And for me personally, I always talk about real estate. Real estate is one way for me that I used to attain financial independence. I don't know who was it that said, they say business makes you rich, real estate makes you wealthy. And so there are other ways, whether you're buying shares, you have royalties from something you've written, whether a book or music or something. You can, all you need to look for is where you can get that passive income. If you have people who are trustworthy, who are doing businesses, you can be a sleeping partner and bring in money. You're not working in it, but they'll be remitting profit to you. These are also sources of passive income, and you can just sometimes put them in properties, whether rental properties and all of that, that will be bringing income to you. So don't just get yourself fixated in like, oh, you have to do business, because I can tell you, business is not for everyone. There are people who they can't do business. Yeah. And it's okay. There's no big deal about the fact that you can't do business. It's still okay. So I think yeah, that's it. So as we go on now, let's look at the questions we have. I'll go through the comments and see what the comments are there. If there are questions, if you have questions, hopefully we are able to go through that. We are almost up to an hour. We normally do like an hour, between an hour and 2 hours, depending on the this thing. So I'll just try and get through the comments and see. So go ahead, please. If you have any question or something, just put in down there. I'm just trying to see. Okay, yeah, I'm there now. Okay. Okay, good to see you. Okay, I've done this. What time is? Yeah. Jessica Wires, thank you so much for your kind words. And God bless Elijah for me. She's talking to me. I was a successful businessman years back. Unfortunately, things went wrong. But yesterday, I called my old customers and begin to ask for help from them. Oh, that's OC Divine. Fantastic. See, failure in business is nothing to be ashamed of. If you talk to those your customers, everybody except the person has never done business, anybody that have done business, there are times where you failed. There are times where literally everything was gone. There are times where you find yourself in debt. You're almost crying every day. It happens to every business person. So please, and I'm glad you're saying that you're picking yourself up. Meet your customers, talk to them. Some of them we agree to give you credit. Some of them, even if they don't give you credit, you can bring in people that will buy. So instead of they've not giving you credit, but when they sell it, they will give you a commission out of what they sold, because it's like they would have the price they would have sold you for, that you will now add your own profit to it. They will give you something out of it. And that also comes from the fact that when you, as a business person, please be principled, please have integrity, please don't be someone that cheats other people, because if they know you are principled, you have integrity, you've done well by them, when you come back they will also trust you. That was why yesterday when we were talking about why not business thing, that if you're not principled, if you don't have integrity, you should not do business, because business people are actually principled people, not the one that people think that, oh, traders or business people are people who are cheats. If you're a cheat, you are not a business person, you're a con person, and it's only a matter of time. You can't get repeat piece business. People will not want to do business with you. So anytime, if there's any failure in business, it's a phase. Almost, there's, I can tell you, there's no business person that has not gone through it. There were times where you felt everything was almost gone. One of the things for me in my business, I would tell you, when I turned to on my 39th birthday, I didn't even know I didn't even know it was my 39th birthday, because I was losing money so badly. My business was collapsing all around me. And I remember why I even knew it was my 39th, but it was years later when I was going through my emails, I found that letter that I wrote it on the 12th of December 2012. That's 12/12/2012. I didn't even know it was my birthday, because there had so many things going on. I wrote to my producer in China, and I said to him, stop production, stop all production. I don't know what's going on in my country. a lot of things. I'm bringing this product in here. A lot of people are cutting the prices. I'm forced to sell at a loss. I was selling product at huge loss. You understand? Everything was almost as if it will go up. Then I just said to myself, one day, I'm sure literally my family were afraid. I have a sister who works for me. She was literally afraid for me. How am I going to cope with this? Hope this is not going to spiral and cause something. I just sat down one day and I said to myself, from someone who, even to have food to eat as a child was very difficult. There were times my parents couldn't feed us because they didn't have anything. And I'm saying now I'm losing so much money. I mean, it's a win. From not being able to feed to now it's my money, I'm losing so much. That was how I was just able to change my mindset. And I always saw the fact that my father had business that was going very well, but the moment he lost his business, that was the end for my father. My father couldn't come back and start business again, although in his old age now. And that's another thing, my father in his 70s actually started business again, and he's doing quite well. He's farming, he's buying lands, he's selling lands. He came back. He found himself like almost like 40 years after, he was able to get himself back, and he's doing so many things. And so I always had that picture that I don't want to go the way my father went. No matter what, I'm going to stand up. No matter how I fall, I will stand up and continue. And I say to people all the time, even if today I lost everything that I have, I say I will not feel ashamed. I'm going to carry pure water in my head. I'm going to hawk it, and I'm going to build an empire from there. I'm going to meet people and say, give me credit. Even if it's one bag of cold pure water, I'm going to sell it and bring the money from you. Even if you say you're not going to give me in front of your shop, I'll say, give it to me. I'll start selling to, are you thirsty? I will give it to you. I'm not going to be ashamed. So whatever it is you're going through, please remember, just stand up and keep going again. Failure, they say, is not falling down. Failure is staying down. When you fall down and refuse to stand up, that's where failure is. You don't drown by falling into water. You drown by staying in that water. Good evening, Osamiye TV, and welcome. Annalise Mose, can I join you? On Sundays, we're going to have opportunities where people can join, and we can have those conversations. OC Divine, fantastic. That's the way to go. You start with little goods, and you grow yourself, and you'll be shocked. You will grow yourself beyond where you used to be before. Now you have experience. Now you learn certain things. One of the things I would say to everyone on business is that don't ever look for quick money. Don't ever, if a business deal sounds too good to be true, it is actually too good to be true. Sometimes people are in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to hammer. Don't be in a hurry to make it. Just keep going your business as you're going. Be saving your profit, and saving from your profit, put it in real estate or stuff like that. Do those things. So because that's another way that people easily lose their money, or they bring you one business idea, or this one you will quickly make this money, and then you now go on. So whatever it is that led to that failure, learn from it, and you go on to be better. Emeka Ashinobi, welcome. I'm doing great. Yeah, okay, Elate. So great. So Howard is asking the question, say, is it worth it thinking of a risk or risk in business? Yeah, absolutely. When you're starting a business, you have to think of all the risks involved. Sit down and be extremely pessimistic. People always think that, if you're starting a business, your right frame of mind, be optimistic. It's a lie. Before you start your business is wired to fail. That's why they will tell you that most business in the first 5 years, only 95% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. Research have shown that. So your business is wired to fail from the beginning. So what you will do to help yourself is that think about all the risk. Think about all the things that can go wrong. Be very creative in your imagination of thinking of what can go wrong. And so what you will do, you get your paper and your book, all of these risks, you write them down, and then you write in the mitigating factor or factors. This can go wrong. Okay, this is what I can do to not make it go wrong. you take it out and you do it. This can go wrong. These are the things I can do to stop that wrong from happening, or make it not affect my business, or to curtail it into a small, for it not to be too big. So these are the things that you have to do. So think about all these things. Don't go, it's not a sugary thing, it's really, it's not, business is not a love affair. It's not there to be nice to you. It's there to make you one of the statistics of those that fail. So it's your duty to think about all the, to be a step ahead of any risk, a step ahead of any failure. Because if you don't do that, you're setting yourself up to fail. Okay, Fuad Adewoye say, what are some business ideas? Sales, yeah, sales is a business idea for me, and we've spoken about this in this thing, and we're going to do that again. Is to say, I have 4 things that I say to people. I don't tell you this business or that business, because you know your area, you know where you are. Every business is a potential billionaire maker. Every business will make you rich, and every business can fail. So what you do is that 4 things. If you want to start a business, look for a problem and solve that problem. Fulfill a need. What need do you have in your community? What need do you have where you are? Fulfilling that need is a business idea. You can start a business from there. Secondly, you can transfer idea from one place to another. You see a business that is doing so well somewhere, it can be replicated where you are. Go ahead, that's your business idea. The third thing is that you can improve on an existing business. What business is there already? What can you do to improve on it that people will want to pay extra for that improvement? That's it. And then the fourth one, hobby business. Is there something that you love doing that you can turn into a business? Do you like cooking? Would you want to start a restaurant or something? Do you like fashion? Do you like putting things together? So these are for me, these are the 4 areas. So not specifically. So among these 4 areas are things that you will find different business. But I can tell you, every business is a potential billionaire maker. Peace lover, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for being here and welcome. There's no better time to start from somewhere. Said Jasny inside. Absolutely, you're correct. I'm new here all the way from India. Yeah, Neil Ahmed, that's great. I'm Nigerian. I'm currently in Abuja, the federal capital territory, the capital of Nigeria. I'm doing it. Business is not for you. Do not have delegation skill. You can hire a man to CEO to own the business. Absolutely, that's Eunice. Yep. So I'm just going down to see whether what is the best business to start with as your partner. I'm from India. I am not currently looking for business to do. I do a number of business, but I always say to people, like I said earlier, look for these 4 areas. What problem can you solve? And then people will pay you for solving that problem. What a business idea you have from somewhere, you can transfer it to somewhere else. What's the hobby business that you have? What business can you improve upon? Within this area, you always find a business, that works for you. From Eid Mubarak, Adewoye, Fuad Adewoye, thank you so much. DEWQ23, to record this, I tend to start my. Okay, so someone is asking about well done. How are you able to record this? So what I do, I'm using my camera. I'm going live on my camera. My camera here. So that's basically what I'm doing. I have a small stand that I'm using. I use this is a Samsung. I'm using the Samsung S24 Plus, but I was using the Samsung Note Plus before, and then I have an iPhone. But for me, the fact is that for an iPhone, it's usually not very, when I'm doing filming, like I do a lot of recording, right? Maybe I'm the one who don't know how to use it. The quality doesn't come out very sharp for me. And sometimes when we are doing live program, the iPhone, especially when it's outside, it easily becomes hot. So I prefer to use Samsung. So yeah, start your YouTube channel. For anyone who wants to start a YouTube channel, I would say it's all about consistency. It's consistency, consistency, consistency. Put those material out there. People might not be watching, but just keep. And it helps if you're talking about something that you love, and you also have like other channels that you just posting your content on, so that even if it's not being watched, it's being watched on the other side. And so just keep going on that. Be consistent. Post your material. If it's every day, and I've seen this, and for me, I think it really works. They always say, don't bother, don't be so fixated about the quality, because sometimes people are, oh, I want to edit it, I want it to be like this, and then you end up, you're not putting any material out, you're not posting any video, because you want to do the best that you could do. Just at the early stage, just focus on quantity. Just keep bringing them out, just keep putting them out. Then as you go on, you'll be refined, you'll be able to do your editing. I do everything on my video, so that's why I have limited editing. On my YouTube, I'm the one who does everything, lead everything. I don't have anyone who does editing for me or any of those things. And my own is a bit maybe easier, because I just talk, and then sometimes I add little things. So I learned as I've been going on. I learned certain features, I just add it to it. So you can just do it, just keep going, and just be consistent. Not the one you post something, it will take 3 months, you've not posted and stuff like that. I have a YouTube channel that I need to focus on. That's the one it's called Aisha Gist Corner, Aisha Yesufu Gist Corner. And so I've not really been consistent on it. That's why I want to be talking about things that are not business, that is not about politics or governance, just light conversation, sometimes topics that people don't want to talk about. So those are also some of the things that you can do. So I just film directly with my camera, with the front camera, and I just talk, and I just do. But if you go online on YouTube, there are so many people who explain this, all of these things in there. You can also learn from there. Bayo said, Auntie Aisha, in the UK where I reside, businesses are given a year of tax waiver as a new does the same tax waiver exist in Nigeria? Not really. Let me see. Let me not lie. Let me see. Nah, it doesn't. After 1 year, they're after those FIRS people. No, it doesn't. Except for some big businesses that government want to get them or something. They sometimes they have tax break, but on the normal this thing they don't. They don't even care whether you make profit, you don't make profit. They just come hounding you. Local government, and we have multiple taxation in Nigeria, double taxation. Local government will tax you, state will tax you, federal will be coming. It's just crazy all over the place. So now I don't think we have that one. But I know sometimes when government, some businesses, either, but usually the big businesses or those ones they want to attract, they give them tax waivers. And then some of them, like the Dangote and Co, they have a deal with them where instead of, for example, doing tax, they will do roads, maybe to their places. I can't remember the exact term they used to describe that particular kind of this thing. Yeah. Oh, there's something I'm reading here. Uh, 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 okay, Howard said, what if I tried a list of businesses and later choose through which one is fast progress for me? Any advice for me as in the open truth about it? So business, like I mentioned that earlier. I said, look, sometimes you start with a particular business, but you don't end up with it. You find other ones that come in, and that's what you now end up doing. It happens. You go through different businesses, then you find the one that either fits you better or makes you more money, and then you just shift to that or a particular business. It happens. There's really nothing to it. The only thing that I would say is that just don't just keep jumping from one business to another, because for every business, for you to really be making money for a business has a circle. It takes a long time. You understand? It doesn't just now you come, now you start making money. There are sort of like maybe a season, a circle, a seasonal circle that goes through for you to really know that business and for you to really make money from it. There are some people who are impatient. You need patience in business. So what they do is that they jump from one business to another. when it is time to make money here, they've jumped on another one. Maybe it's time to make money there, because they are not patient, they've jumped, oh, they think it's the next one that is making money. And there are certain times that some businesses, they have their seasons. So if they're always jumping from one business to other, especially those who are in selling, who are in trading, then they find out that they never actually get that business that they do very well. So sometimes stay on and take the time to really see whether is it the business that is not making giving you money, or you've not really gotten to that stage where you'll be making that money. Perseverance is also something that is very important in business. And then when you're doing business, like I was saying, business have seasons. There are certain times that in your business something happen or the other, you're not making profit at all. I think they don't talk about this enough. There are times in your business where you are coasting, you're not making you are just staying afloat. So at those moments, what you do is that just try to stay afloat. You're not making money, you're not losing, you're just staying there until when the business gets itself back again, and then you start to make money. Every business, almost every business that I know, usually they are like that. So what normally happens is that when you get to that place, people begin to panic. People who are not used to business, they begin to panic. Then they stop the business, they close, they move on. No, it's normal. You have time where your business is not going. So I usually call it coasting period. I've in my 20 something years of business, I've experienced that over time, from time to time, that happening to me. So it's just something that just goes on. You have to put this also at the back of your mind. But at the end of the day, you find that you start your series of business, you find out the one that fits you. Just hold on to it and continue with it. Sam Chuk says there are some business that is capital intensive, like wholesale, and will require renting of store and vehicle to convey your goods to clients. How will they start small? You have no business doing wholesale if you've not started small. I'm in wholesale business and I can tell you that. You have to start from small. How do you want to just wake up and be in wholesale? And you're expecting customers to just go work and come and meet you. So you before you get to wholesale, you don't have the money. Start from retail. Even if you have the money, I will advise you to start from retail. You learn the business, you know the business, you know the seasons of the business, how they are, before you gradually go to wholesale. So you can't just wake up and just go and hire warehouses and just put things there and expect that people will just start working and coming into your place and buying it. So the best thing is that start from retail. Even if you don't have the money from retail, start from being go between people who are buying and that people who are wholesalers. There are wholesalers in that business. Start from picking from them. Start from doing big go between from them, and then you're building a customer base. In the meantime, you're also raising money, you're also saving money. You put money together before you go and rent. You can't just wake up that you don't have money, but you want to start from wholesale. You now go and rent a shop 1 year is 1 year. Oh, you pay for 1 year. Before you know what's happening, 1 year is around the corner. You've not even started making, you've not even gotten enough customers, right? You've not gotten enough customers that will even for you to be making profit, and you have another rent to pay and stuff like that. Chicken feed I was doing, that I said I started with 10 bags. I started with 10 bags in 2002. By 2004, I started wholesale. The wholesale, they didn't give me in the place where I was, which was Kaduna. They gave me in another Tanzania, because they do sole distributorship for that particular company. You'll be the only one in that place. So I hired a shop. I bought my first trailer. For over 6 months, I couldn't sell that trailer. To the extent the company came, even though this product was moving so well in Kaduna. For those that know distance between Kaduna and Zaria, I had to be doing advert. Many people didn't know it. We had to be going to people's shops every weekend to go and market to them and all of that. So imagine if I went to borrow money or something like that. It's difficult. You can't just come and say, oh, you just made it 6 months. I couldn't sell one trailer. It's not even trailer, it was a 1,000 baht, because a trailer load is 1,200 bahts. They didn't have enough to give me, so they sent me 1,000 bahts. 6 months I couldn't sell it. I was struggling to sell those things, and that was later. By the time the market picked up, I literally can have one person come and buy two trailers at once. So that's how business is. You can't just come. People just want to come and start big. No, you can't just come and start big. You didn't start school from university. You started from primary school. So that's how you also have to start business. Only a few people are, even those that started big, they learnt it. Or the other ones that start big after a, I had used that the other day and I forgot. So I don't know. Recently, data has been crazy. Everywhere you check, you buy data, it just keeps going. It just keeps flying. So yes, let me come back to the question. Yeah, welcome back. Sorry, there was a bit of a network issue. There was a bit of network issue there. So this is the thing. So you can't just come and say that, oh, you're going to start business big. Most people that start this business big, that's how the business used to go down big. Start small. Yes, businesses are capital intensive. You don't just wake up and start from the capital intensive one and say, oh, that's what you're going to do. Start from the little you can. As you're going on, you're learning the business, you're knowing about the business, and then on and on, you get to a place where you get that all out. Although Amarachi, yeah, you can send me an email, Aisha Yesufu at gmail.com. That's my email address. Well, unfortunately, for this thing, I don't enable anymore. Before, like, somebody will say, "Oh yeah, I need this money, I need that money." Now, I don't do that anymore. I'm sorry, because I've realized that by subsidizing people's refusal to hold government accountable, we also have become part of the problem. Okay, Bayo is saying here there's a PDF form of the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, that you can download that instead of looking for the hard copy. Um, oh yeah, Aisha Yesufu's Gist Corner. I need to go and look for the link to that particular this. So I'm trying to go down through the comment and pick out the comments that are there. Yeah, and there's sometimes so people, like for example, even as a student, you can do anything. You can learn to trade, you can learn to do businesses, you can learn to sell things in school. You can work, you can do so many things. There's one thing for me, and I hope there's someone here who is able to pick on that and do. There's one thing that I really want to do, which is to have like a place, like an app and a place where students and workers can come together. They can work, so that you work for a few hours and be paid hourly, and then just get something doing, just like what you have abroad, where students are able to get jobs to do while they are still in university. It's also something that for me, I hope somebody will be able to work on something like that. I've been thinking about it. I know if it was before the me, if it was younger me, I would have gone on it. But I've gotten to a place in life where businesses don't give me this thing. It's more of governance for me. I'm more focused on how do we get our nation to work, how do we get people to run for offices and be in political offices. So if we can get that, that's something that also works. Abba says, so you mean businesses are never profitable in Nigeria? I don't know where if, I don't know where you heard that from, but definitely not me. I've not said businesses are not profitable in Nigeria. Businesses are profitable in Nigeria. You make it, so it depends. You can make it, you can lose. It's always like that. But most times, people who start businesses, research has shown a lot of businesses go down because most times people want to start big businesses. They don't want to start small. They don't want to learn about it. Or people are in a hurry to make money. People are looking for how they can hammer, how they can buy one thing for 1 million naira and they will make 10 million naira. How they can buy one thing for 1,000 naira and they will make 100,000 naira instead of just making 50 naira on it and keep growing for there. So so that's how the things go. Abba 48, aren't you a politician? Yes, I'm a politician and I'm also a business person. So I'm going to take that question as a question of you want to know. But if it's a question of being saucy or nuisance, I'm sorry, I'm just going to hide you from the channel and just put you out there, because for me this is serious. There are people who want to learn about it, and these are the things that that goes on. With the high inflation in Nigeria, I find it hard to venture in business, maybe because I don't know what business can actually be the continuous. Yes, I know, yes, there's high inflation in Nigeria now, but the thing also is that the more problems you have, the more solutions, the more opportunity there are. And if you can solve certain problems, you'll be able to now find your profit. You'll be able to find your business. So find needs that you can solve. But at the same time also is the fact that if you just keep your money down, inflation is also going to be eating your money. So you must find something that you put your money in. Monies, like we said, we've explained before, they are currency. They have to keep moving, because money on its own has no value. In 1971, US took the dollar off the gold standard, and what that now meant was that your paper was just paper. It was not backed by anything other than the goodwill of the country that is issuing the money. And so if you keep your money just like that, inflation, and especially in Nigeria where we have high rate of inflation, it keeps going away. So you must put your money to work. It's either you're putting it to work in business or you're putting it to work in investment. If you don't want to do business, then look for something to invest in. You invest in passive income yielding investment, or investments that we appreciate over time. These are two ways: the one that will give you either cash flow, or the one that will give you capital gain. And then there are some that will give you both cash flow and capital gain. So find one of these things for you to be able to put your money out. Sandra, okay, I think at this moment I'm gonna do this. So for those who I'm not right from, is it 2019, I made up my mind. You see all that thing that people come, oh, they are begging for money, they are doing this one, they are looking for I don't anymore. I used to, but I don't do it anymore. So I'm sorry. I'm going to teach you business ideas. I'm going to share whatever knowledge I have. I'm not going to enable anybody. If you have any issue, call on your elected officials and let them know you have a problem that they need to solve. They need to know that you're going through problems. You're not going to bring your problem for me to be solving while you're sitting down not holding your government accountable. And some people will even be defending their government, and coming after you. So that's it. I cannot believe inflation eats up most people's business and make people run out of business. I want too much. Yeah, inflation, yes, with this particular period of time, a lot of businesses are going down because of course the inflation actually does affect businesses. Prices keep going up. If your business is the kind that you've given profit, be sure that in no time it's going to go on down. People are going to go under and go down with your business. So you have to just continue on whatever it is that you need to do. But the most important thing right now in this kind of period is protecting your money, protecting your investment, more than looking for how to make profit. So whatever you are venturing into, ensure that your money is protected. So sometimes also what you do, you can put your money, is it like I said, put it in investment. The other one, you can just be coasting. Because I have a particular warehouse where we sell a lot before. Literally, we sell, one person can come and buy a trailer or two trailers. Now you can do 2-3 days, there's no sale, no problem. We're just coasting. I just call it coasting period. Whatever it is, the workers, I saw that they are having salary, even when they don't have salaries, they've not made enough to pay their salary. We pay them their salaries. But we know that within that whole place, the properties itself, it's a huge asset. So it's like they are costing, we're just with the properties and all of that, because I own the warehouse and stuff, and it's a huge warehouse with a huge land attached to it. So these are some of the things that you, so that's why it's good while you're doing your business, also pick up investment, also pick up landed properties. These are things that that is going to use. Yes, data in Nigeria, I don't know, recently the data cost has been going crazy. It's something, it's something like that. um Okay, so Eunice said Aisha Mina. Okay, yeah, so I didn't get what was it that you were, okay, if you call something, okay, side hustle or gig economy. I think the one I was talking about students and all of that and stuff. Yeah. Okay, I think I've come down to the last, if I'm not mistaken, to the last of the uh, questions that are here, except if there are new ones that I've not been able to. Please, Carl, let's keep this discussion profound and not full of emotions or certain. Let's focus on the for this opportunity to learn and not begging. Thank you so much, Abayo, for that. And I find, one of the things I find very funny, especially too, like I saw someone whose mind, the way it's going is that some people feel they have to defend the people that are in government, and so you're coming at me because I hold government accountable. Hey, as you see me like this, I craze no be small. I know too well like that. You do anyhow, you go see anyhow. I no send anybody papa, talk less or send anybody mama. You understand? Anybody wey do anyhow, no fit say I dey speak this English wey dey here, I go drop am na be agbero. I don do trailer, I don do business for trailer, so me ma fit call myself agbero because anyhow wey person want am. So if you want us to sit down here and learn, I'm one person who is always ready to teach, share, not necessarily teach, share my experience and also learn from other people's experience. So let's keep it where we are, let's keep our, let's dey there, because if you do anyhow you go see anyhow. I no send anybody, but anyway that aside. But one of the things I find really funny is where people are picking quarrels on behalf of politicians that don't even think about you, they don't care about you, they destroying your lives and stuff like that, and you just want to defend them and come after me. But hey, me sha, they know if you come after me, me go after you, go do am like that. But anyway, so these are the things. So I'm not seeing any question. Okay, that's unique. Can you do a topic on cryptocurrency in the future? Honestly, I don't have any knowledge of cryptocurrency. A lot of people have asked me about it. I really don't know anything about it. So what I say to people, get as much knowledge as you can. I've never done cryptocurrency. I don't think it's something I'm going to get into at my age right now. I'm not looking for high risk or where I can make money, but for me, I think it is the future. Like whether we like it or not, we are going to be heading towards that way. So like even my children, I encourage them, I say learn about it, learn what you can about it. But I don't have knowledge, honestly. I don't have knowledge about crypto currency. Kingsley Alex say yes, so mama tell them the person for there. I tell you, me I dey tell them, oh, me that's why they tell people make person no too like me, because if you didn't do anyhow you go see anyhow. I go change, tongue, I go change mouth. So yep, I'm trying to just see. Thank you so much, Huncho. Thank you so much. Welcome, Kingsley. No, I had to take as like Sandra. I just had to put on take out of the channel because we're having a great discussion here. It's all about learning. It's not about anybody, trying to one thing or the other. At the end of the day, for me, I want a country that works. I want people to be able to be financially independent. Honestly, that's my goal. And I remember one of my goals I wrote down in 2010. I told you, write 100 things you want to achieve in 10 years. Get a book, write those things out. Don't limit yourself, don't write things based on your present situation. Be free, think about, if you're gonna anything that you can think about to achieve it. One of those my goals was I wanted to motivate 1,000 people to be millionaires, and not naira millionaires or dollar millionaires. That's one of the things that I do. That was my goal at that time, and it's something that I really I love to do. So yes, let's see how it goes. You're welcome. So if there any questions that we can take or something like that as we go on, we're almost going on to 2 hours. Amen. Kingsley, Alex, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate the prayers and kind words. And that's great. So this is what we are doing for today. The topic was, where can you do business? So if there's anyone that has something they're thinking about, or something that they would want us to address, go ahead please and put the question in there, and let's take that together. I'm just trying to see what's going to be the next topic. Let me give you what the next topic. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to start with, the topic is going to be excuses people give not to do business. Yes, excuses people give. And you'll be shocked. One of the things that people do is that people self-defeat themselves. So because they're afraid to start or something, they will find every excuse that they can not to do something. And there's always this saying that excuses are like shoes. You always find the one that fits. So if you don't want to do something, they will always have excuses that you do that will sound so reasonable to you, that will make all the sense to you, just because you don't want to do some particular thing. And tomorrow, that's part of it might take, we might not be able to finish all tomorrow, but we'll start on it, and which is excuses people give not to do business. So these are also some of the things that we're looking at. Please, I'd like to know if the concept of location or localization of industry exists in Nigeria in relation to the circumstances we found ourselves. I think yes, now more than ever. And the reason that why I'm saying, okay, I just went out of the very thing that I was supposed to do. I would say yes, now more than ever. Where you locate your business is now becoming more and more important. If you see recently with what has been happening in Lagos State, there are a lot of people who have said, move out of, who have told either their fellow people that, look, move out of Lagos, because you see how businesses are being affected. You see how people's businesses are being damaged. And so they're like, okay, come to where you are. And even though I've argued over time to say, look, it's all about the market. Business is all about the customer base. It's all about where market is. You might have location somewhere, and then what do is that you just have that location. You're not really making it. But at the end of the day, with the kind of fragmentation that is going on in Nigeria, is slowly sort of like, um how do I say, there's a divide that is coming up, and it's also coming up even within the context of the business environment. So a lot of more and more people are situating their businesses in an environment that will be favorable. Look at Landmark, for example. Landmark in Lagos, I mean, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of investment was just taken down, just like that, just by government, just being devilish. If I may use that word, just being devilish. I mean, there were other ways you could have gone through, not having to knock this thing out. And so now I think the last time they were looking at Uyo, they might do something there, and then other African countries. We've lost a lot of businesses in Nigeria because of unfavorable environment, where even Nigerians who wanted to invest in Nigeria were just all sorts of things. They've moved those businesses to other places, and where you have situations like in the abroad that they normally will say it, where, for example, if you're looking at United States of America, states compete against each other to drag businesses to their places. So some are saying to you, come, we're going to give you tax break, we're going to do this for you, do that for you. They are competing. Here they don't care, because they all go to Abuja to go and collect money. At the end of the day, that's what matters. And then some people are bringing their vindictiveness and attacking businesses, attacking houses, destroying what they can't even build. And so that has also led to people looking at where they localize their businesses and the things that they do there. Yeah, I totally agree. The people will come to you no matter where you are, if business is good. I totally agree with that sentiment. But in certain areas, you need to be at where people are. Sometimes, for example, if I have a restaurant, somebody who has a restaurant in, let's say Lagos, is going to be different from somebody who has a restaurant in my village. Yes, restaurant, no matter how good it is, somebody cannot move from all the way there to come there. There are certain things like manufacturing and whatever. If you institute the people will have to go there and go and buy them. Some also in types like houses. I see a lot of people were like, oh, stop buying houses in Lagos, stop buying houses in Abuja, come to your village. Even my mother-in-law, sometimes she was like, you people should stop building houses here. Oh. You know, these people don't like, there's such divide. They might come and they might come and do this, they might come and do that. I'm like, I'm not gonna go and build house in my village or from Edo State. I'm not gonna leave Abuja and go and be building houses in Edo State, in Benin or in Awuchi or whatever, because it's not really going to give me the money that I want. The return on investment is going to be very slow. So I will build where this is and I will insure it. If there's anything, we'll get it there. What soft skills can someone inculcate before starting a business? That's something. Learn bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is very important and is part of the most difficult part that people don't learn. Learn people skills. Learn how to interact with people, how to deal with people, how to be able to motivate people, how to learn marketing skills. Learn because you have to market your product. Learn. I think those are some of these things. Financial discipline is also very important. Read about books. Read on management. How do you manage? How do you management of your company? How do you manage people, your staff? How do you how do you relate with them? How do you relate with customers? Also, what are the things? Yeah, you guys help me out. List some of the things uh that one should be able to. I think top of my head, those are some of the things that I'm going. And also bookkeeping, computer. Learn how to use your computer, because you're going to be keeping a lot of accounts. There are certain things that you're going to be doing. So that those are also some of the things. Yeah, at Eunice, you're very right. They can't demolish businesses like that. You can't just wake up that you decide you're going to do a road, you shift it one side and you destroy just like that with impunity. Honestly, there's too much impunity in Nigeria. Oh. There's too much impunity in Nigeria. Oh, yeah, yes. That soft skill goes a long way. Oh, wow. Eunice, you just nailed it in the head. Customer service is zero. Honestly. So if somebody will be doing as if he's doing you a favor because it's in the market. Where they will, oh, hi, good afternoon. Hello, do you need something else? There's this thing when you go to a restaurant and you go and buy something. The person will like, oh, is that all? Would you like to add something to your order? That thing is deliberate. By asking you, will you want to add something to your order? Will you want to take something else? Even when you didn't think about it, the next thing you are thinking, okay, let me just add that one. Here, the person is looking at it, it's even angry, as if you are disturbing them for coming to come and buy. So yes, customer service, it's huge. You need to learn also how to do that. I think that's why I talk about people skills. You need to learn how to relate with your customers. Customer is king. Don't ever joke with your customer. I've talked about this before and I'm going to share it here today. I am in my warehouse. If you come to buy something in my warehouse, whether you are 12, whether I'm 30 years older than you or 40 years older than you, it doesn't matter. You are my customer, you are my boss. Whether you are older, if you come to buy something and there's only one chair and I'm sitting on that chair, I will stand up and offer you that chair. If you saw, for some people like, oh no, because of course maybe they are younger than me, they won't want to take. They say, oh, no, man, whatever. You know what? I will not sit down on that chair as long as you don't sit. Both of us will stand up until that business is concluded. That's how I do my thing. If you call me I will tell you, yes, sir, good afternoon, sir, welcome, sir. You are younger than me, I'm older than you. I'm old enough to be your mother, yes, but you are my customer, you are my boss. Good afternoon, sir, good afternoon. There was a day that one of my children asked me, mommy, why are you always doing sir and ma today? I said, because they are the one paying my bills. So don't joke with your customer. That's one thing I'll say. And then treat your customer in such a way that even when they are going somewhere else, they will feel guilty. Sometimes, and this is some of the things that people don't learn, always make sure that your customer leave you feeling satisfied that they had the upper hand, even if it means that you're going to lose something. That's where a lot of people think they are holding on to some money. And I'll quickly share an example with you. There is a particular shop in Unutako market, for those who are in Abuja. I've been buying things from that person for over 10 years, this shop. I was there when they started the shop. It was one small shop at the back before they now moved. They really didn't have customers. I was one of their first customers. I go there. When I come there, I'm the kind of person, I don't used to check the list whether if I say I come to buy something to be going through it. I just give you my list. I just call out what it is. You pack it. I pay your money and move. Even if you cheat me, that one it's on you, not on me. So we've had that. Even when my housekeeper, everybody, I always send her there. If we're going to buy things like NGO, they want to share things, I direct them to this my customer. We buy things. I've bought things from him in millions. One day I went, he sent things in. I gave him a list. So he got to a place. I'll just send him the list. He will package them and bring them. So he brought in something. I had paid for, I think it was Morning Fresh. So the next day or 2 days later, they came to tell me that Morning Fresh has finished. I said, no, nah, but I bought Morning Fresh. They say, no, they didn't bring Morning Fresh. I said, no, I bought it. So I now call him. I say, look, my people are saying that the things that I bought that you packaged, that there was Morning Fresh was not put. He said, no, I did not buy Morning Fresh. I said, no, I bought. I paid you. He now asked me. I said, he now said, okay, that they should bring the list. They had to the receipt. They had to go and look for the receipt for the, I think, and luckily my housekeeper, she never throws papers away. We were able to find the receipt. I sent it to her. I said, look at it. I paid for money for it. Even in the receipt you wrote it, but you didn't include it. He now said, he was just talking. Do you know this guy? I was shocked. This is a guy I've bought things from. I never check. He was just doing what, and that was the day. I think this thing happened like 2 or 3 years ago. I just told everybody, that's it. We are not buying things from him again. Nobody must go to that place and buy something. You see, he has lost a customer that he had for years just because, how much is even that money for? That whole thing was not up to, I don't think it was up to 2,000 or 3,000. So as a business, if I was in his position, even if we had given that, I will carry that in, I'll give, I say, oh, no, no problem. As soon as you come out, no, no problem. Oh, maybe there was a mistake. Just take it. Because what is that amount? It's a small amount. But some people don't know. So one of the things also, if you're doing business, always make your customer feel good. Yes, sometimes you lose money in trying to make them feel good. Sometimes they take advantage. It's okay. Just let them be. And I'm going to share another experience also with you guys. There was someone that we had. I can't remember the real detail. I've forgotten how the detail was now. But in buying something from us, whether they had the goods had gotten spoiled or from his end or one thing or the other, but I told my people, I said, accept it. It's okay. They were very angry that no, this person is his fault that this thing was, but I said, no problem. I said, for me, I can afford to lose this thing. For him, it's going to affect his own business more. By the time I bought my warehouse is very huge. Apparently, the first place that I knew where the wall was, we have started when we were now fencing everything to just get, we missed out a very large portion of land. It was this person that came to tell us, now like, no, you see that place you are putting your wall, that's not the end of your land. Your land extends to a much bigger place. So we now had, by the time we got the book, we had to get this thing. We found out that that was true. So if I had not treated him in that right way, I would see what I would have lost. So another thing is to tell everybody that, look, as a business person, always put your customer first. Forget profit. Your customer comes before profit. Then another thing also is your staff. Your staff, they are more important than your goods in the shop. When I tell people, they say, your staff, they are your number one assets. Make sure that your staff, you treat them very well. They will have your back. Whatever it is, for me. At the same time also, any staff that is not doing very well, drive them. I don't joke with that thing. I can fire you. I can hire and fire like no man's business. Because you will not come and corrupt my other place. If you steal, I don't tolerate stealing. I don't make excuses for. If you like, bring everybody to come and beg me. Sorry, you are going. If you are caught stealing, or if you are caught disrespecting the customers or something, sorry, you're going. I don't joke with it. But my staff, I take care of them like no man's business. I can close my shop because of my staff. And don't you dare, because maybe you are feeling you are a big man, big woman, then you go and harass my staff. You don't touch them. If you are touching them, I mean you dey touch. That's one thing also I will say to you in the business that you're doing. For me, these are some of the things that have worked for me. My staff, they will take a bullet for me, and I can spend money on them. Like the other time, there was one who was sick. They had to do operation. It's been my manager. I paid everything. I didn't wait to, no, I would just take it that if it was me that had that disease and they needed to work on me, wouldn't I pay it? I will pay it now, and I will still be in pain. So it's somebody else. So paying it, that's a small this thing. But what it does is that you now have very loyal people. I have people that have worked for me for there's one of them, one of the persons that have worked for me, my current, I think he has been in that warehouse since maybe like 2005 or 2006. In the next by next year, because the other one that came first, that one had left. uh in the next 1 or 2 years, he'll be 20 years he has been working with me, has been at my warehouse. I don't joke with my staff. The other one, the first one that opened that shop, a particular warehouse with me, what now did was that he now did, what do you call it? He went back to school. I encourage my staff anytime, except you don't want to. I do in service for them. They will be in school. When they are in school, I'll be paying their salary. I pay you your salary. They are in school. When they come during holiday, they work. Then the one that started that place in 2004, after he now did NYC, then after his NYC, he got to a bigger place, which is, I always encourage them. There are people who have gotten their degrees while they were working for me, because I don't want you to be stuck in one place. If you are stuck in one place, you are a danger to me. You are growing, I'm growing. I've had staff that have moved on and they also started their business, because the more you're growing, the more you know you can grow in my shop or my business, the more you are protecting me and my business. So that works. So that thing that you do, they want to do something, oh, there is a burial, somebody's father has died, give them money to do that burial, help them with this thing, help them with their children this thing, as much as possible, pay them well, increase their salary. I have some people that wanted to come and like poach my staff. There's one, the guy is very slow, he's a bit slow, but he's very honest. Everything, your one couple, he keeps everything. There was a time that, someone came and then he like wanted to poach him, and by the time he had his salary, he was like, because I pay him like almost like he's not a graduate, ordinary in some places, that one. Then the other thing is that, look, your staff, you must pay them and pay them on time. That nonsense what people do, you see, you be owing somebody for 3 months, for 2 months, or you be paying them their salary, month will end, first, second, third, fifth, third, you've not paid. No, 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 no. Pay them. Even like when I started, my husband will always say, and that one, I learned that one from my husband. He doesn't joke. He will say, even if it's small money you are paying somebody, be consistent with it. So these are some of the things I will say to you. For me, if you're talking about, pay your staff on time. The month end, as the month is ending, bam, even if you don't get any this thing, like when my warehouse, they used to give us like commission. At the end, when we get our commission, I also share for them and say, okay, this is what we made though. By the time like recently in the last few years, the business hasn't really been doing well. Chicken business, for those who are in the poultry business, you know how much it's been affected and all of that. I'll say to them, well, they all see it, it's not selling. Even like right now, when sometimes they are worried, oh, this thing, the mark, I'm like, am I complaining? Am I not paying you people's salary? Those people just say no wahala, because I know this is how business goes. We will coast. After a while again, you now come back and you continue and you start making money. So if you treat them well, they're gonna treat you well. But while you're treating them well, I'm not saying that you should be doing mumu with them. There are some people who just think that your staff will be misbehaving. I don't like insubordination. I don't tolerate it. I'm very tough. That's one thing I will tell you. I'm very tough. Things that need to be done, but also at the same time, I am respectful.
because everybody deserves his or her own respect. The fact that somebody is working for you is not your slave. Both of you, you need each other, you are helping each other. That's the way I take it. And then you must have processes. You know, this question that this guy asked, I didn't even know there were so many things I was doing that, you know, I haven't shared this. Sometimes that's why questions are very important. When you put these questions in, you know, you'll be able to get more information. There are processes. Always have a process. For example, in my warehouse, in my place of business, right? You cannot come and meet me and come and ask me something. You are going to ask the person in that your line is it line of duty, they call it, line whatever, what do they call that in line something. You must ask the person, the boss ahead of you, not me. And also me, I don't have the key to my warehouse. I don't hold the key. I don't. I cannot go to my warehouse and just carry something. No, I don't. It's somebody else that has the key. Not the one that come and, yeah, okay, yeah, line supervisor. You must always go to, you can't come and meet me. No, we have process of doing things and it has to be followed. And I'll share one experience to you about was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago. There was somebody who came. I think there were some issues, so we needed to give some bags of fee, whether change it for the person or give the person. So I was calling the manager who reports directly to me. She was not around, so I couldn't get in touch with her. So I called the shopkeeper and I said, okay, this is the problem that I have. What do we now? Said I should tell, he told me I should tell his immediate boss, so that one will give instruction, because that's the way that is done. So he didn't give me the good. He said he can't, of course, because I sent him. He said he can't. I knew that was the instruction. So I said to him, okay, because we have a bit of a dilemma, I can't reach your supervisor, I can't reach the manager now, and we need to get this thing done. So what will happen, I'm going to send you a message to say I'm the one who have done this thing, kindly go out, so that you will have that to say in case there's anything to say, it was madam that said I should give this thing. So and I sent it to him. This is me, I'm the owner of the business, and the storekeeper is saying to me, sorry, I'm not going to give you this thing. And when he finished, I sent him this. I thanked him for that, because that's the way it should be. I'm not going to come to my warehouse and say because I'm the owner of the warehouse and I'll come and move. And no, that you don't do that. You must have, so everybody is responsible where they are. Like for example, the storekeeper is the only person who has the key. So if anything is missing, that storekeeper will tell you as it miss. And then with also some of the things that I've learned, because I do trading, because we do warehouses, sometimes you could have like maybe how many trailers, loads on ground. Always count. We count. We got to a place that we count in the morning. We can't go. It's difficult, but we do it. Because before you know what's happening, bags of feed are missing. When you are counting, don't just count rows. Climb up, check inside, and be sure that behind things are there. Because sometimes they will put things in front, behind there's nothing. Even like in supermarket, they will put empty container. They will leave empty container. You think you have something, meanwhile you have nothing. So like these things that I'm sharing with you now, these are the little nitty-gritty of businesses that most people don't know until you meet people who are in business and they share it with you. Or when you come in, you are learning. So when you learn them on the first part on your own, it's different. For example, this thing, like you have goods that you're selling, like people who sell food, there's something they call choking. Your bag is there, they won't touch your bag, but they will choke it. They will use, there's one thing, I don't know how they call it. We used to call it choking. I don't know what's this thing. They will use it to reduce that. You have your 50 kg of rice is now 45 kg. They will use it to make their own bags and sell. So there's so many ways that people, either people who are working for you, people who are doing this thing. Another thing also, I'm telling you this thing, I think I will even need to cut this part of this video and really, if in short, pay by the hour myself. So yeah, pay weekly. Yeah, that makes sense. This thing to be paying, to be paying weekly. There was something I wanted to say just now. As I read this thing now, my train of thought just went off. There was very one thing I felt was really key that I needed to talk about. But anyways, if I remember it, I'm gonna say it. There are so many things that as you go on in business, it's while you're on it that you're learning it. So that's why I always talk about learn these things more. Meet people before you start any business. Meet people and learn from them, and understand all the things that you need to do. Sometimes, like, you can have your warehouse, your containers, they've removed the things that are inside. They've left you with nothing. You're just sitting that there, you think things are, it's when you now enter. I think there was a particular woman that had done that to a bank. I think it was Access Bank or Diamond Bank. I can't even remember now. They gave her loan. This woman had warehouse packed full of things. They will come, they will see, oh, these things are there. Meanwhile, they were all empties. Even you as a business person, they can do that to you. So these are some of the things that you always have to check. I think I remember what I wanted to say now. Sometimes also watch your staff. If you have different shops or different this thing, keep swapping them. Don't leave one person in one place for too long. When they get comfortable, they begin to do all sorts of things. So that's also something that you can also work together. Then how sometimes when there's friction between your cashier, the people in charge of money and the charge of, no mind, be okay with that. Sometimes when there's too much body, they are too close, sometimes things are going on that you don't know. So always check those things. In short, always be vigilant. Always be vigilant. Check what is going on and check your receipts. Don't joke with receipt. Everything that is done, there must be receipt. Give it. Just come drop in from time to time. Check, go through and see what is going on. If something looks off to you, be sure that it's off. One of the things that people forget to do, check the flow of your cash flow. How is it going? How much is being paid? How much are you ordering things? How much more your replacement? If your replacement is the money you're spending to replace is too much higher than the money that they are bringing in, something is wrong somewhere. Go and check. I'm talking, these ones that I'm sharing are directly like for people who are doing buying and selling, wholesale distribution, because that's my area. I've not done services and all of that. Of course, people who have done services will share more experience with you and get those things out. But hey, those, yes, you shuffle them. Don't leave one in one place. Keep them going, and just sometimes there are people, how do I put it? And then yes, now another thing for me also is that an honest staff, it's a gem. Don't joke with it. For some of them, sometimes their behavior can be a bit, they behave anyhow. Tolerate that behavior anyhow, as long as they are trustworthy and they are honest. I will give you an example. When I was doing my trailer business, my first driver that was driving, the first trailer I started with 2 trailers, right? And then he was doing that before I started buying more. So he was driving, and then he was the first that came. He was very good. He was very honest. He remitted money if he carried load, but his head kolo. He was saucy, was a bit disrespectful and all of that. One day I just got tired, I fired him. In hindsight, today, I would have tolerated his bad behavior. The other drivers were crazy. The worst kind of business you will do is transport business. Those people are mad. I got to a place where I was giving my drivers 10% of it's not as I 10% of the earning. So if we carry load now, they are going to Lagos. I think Lagos to Kaduna then was 250,000. Only God knows how much they are paying now. A trailer load 30 tons from Lagos to Kaduna was 350. Kano was about 300. Sokoto and Co were 350. Maiduguri, I can't remember how much Maiduguri, but if you bring, when we get load, I give you 10%. I just give you, so if it's 350, you just collect 35, just so that they will just do the job and not eat money and not use craziness. Just a whole lot of craziness. So he was honest. After a while, I now realized, I was like, oh my goodness. So for me, in hindsight, if you have a very good staff, keep them on. If you're going to do transport business, be ready for craze, be ready for a lot of things. Take note of all your vehicle parts. They all have numbers. Keep those numbers. If you are going to if your tire burst, you must bring that tire for me. When we buy new tires for drivers, we take the numbers, we write them down, we take the numbers. When if they tell us that tire burst, they must bring that tire for us to see it was the actual tire that burst, because sometimes they will take your tires and tell you tire burst na lie. They will just collect money from you and all of that. So yeah, that's, I think, some of the things that I can share. I will be rounding up now, right now, because we've done over 2 hours. I don't know whether I'll be able to answer some of the questions here, but maybe sometimes we might get to a place where we just do like Zoom or meet up in Zoom, so that people can ask those questions directly, and you can see. Okay, yeah, so people are sharing business idea here. So it's good. You also might read some of the things here. Thank you so much, Ayo Deji. Thank you so much, everyone that has been here. I really appreciate you coming on. Honestly, you guys are the inspiration. Oh. The fact that I see people who are interested in learning, the fact that I see people who want to learn, it just keeps me motivated. Father for all, God bless you too. I think that's when you came yesterday, but I know you didn't come early, but thank God you're here now. It's a pleasure having you. Okay, I'm just trying to see. Oh yes. So for me, honestly, insubordination, I don't take. If this is the way things are supposed to be done, and then you begin to do anyhow, I don't. And I always, for me, respect. I always respect everybody. Oh, how are you? I never talk down on my staff, because we're all human beings. I make sure you're doing something for me, I'm doing something for you. We are helping each other. So it's not that I'm your boss, you are my this. No. And one of the things I always find is that when you are not carrying yourself, you are not demanding for that respect, people respect you. Only a few. And then for me, if you try to be disrespectful, that's when you know that even me sef, my head no correct anyhow wey you want am. But people will always try to elevate you. Just be humble, just do life, and just also be honest with them. Treat them very well, and they will treat your business also very well. So I think I'm going to round up here just to quickly if you sack two people say bad things about, so what do you have? I usually don't care what people say. I'm going to make the right decision for my business, because if you destroy my business, you're going to move on and go and get another job. I might not easily get another business. So I'm usually not one person who cares what people are going to say. I don't do things based on what people are going to say. I do things based on what I think, what is right. And I always put myself in the position that if I was this person, how would I want to be treated? That's, for me, that's always the yardstick. How would I want to be treated, and am I being fair to that person? So if I feel, even if I was in that person's shoe, I want to be treated that way, I will go ahead and do it. So that's why for me, I always give everybody their due respect. But if you now say that you want to run mad, I will tell you I'm not nice. No, I don't. I will laugh with you, but if you now begin to do anyhow, that's when you see the other side of me. My husband is the one that is more like, you know what, with the person now, and then they just keep working over him. They will eat his money. My husband, they will eat. He will still leave the person there. He'll be making excuses for the person. He'll be pitying the person. I don't have that pity. You steal from me, you're going. That simple as ABCD. I'm not even going to tolerate any of those things. So Bayo say it's all about the entitlement factor alongside it, they call the Nigerian for which unfortunately kills the business, being penny wise and pound foolish. So sorry. Yeah, that penny wise and pound foolish is also something that affects business a lot. You're trying to save some money here, but you end up losing. I've fallen victim of that a lot. So sometimes I just tell myself, don't try to, try to save on little things too much. Sometimes just do, you spend some money to get good quality things, and that works. So thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to round up now. It's over 2 hours that we've started, and of course people are going to go to work tomorrow. We need more logistics companies in Nigeria. Yeah, we do, but the thing is, I can tell you, my sister, there's too much problem in that area. Too much. It's a business that is very lucrative. Oh. Logistics business, transport business, ordinarily it is extremely lucrative, but the people who work there are not honest. They will cheat you in every way possible. They will carry, if I begin to tell you the tales of my trailer, you'll be shocked. Oh Lord, have mercy. You see those trailer people, they are something else. They can carry your load, they will offload the load, they will use the vehicle and go and be doing all that things. Meanwhile, they will tell you the car is spoiled, the car no spoil. They can carry your load, then they will put a lot more load. For example, 30 tons. This trailer is supposed to take 30 tons, they can carry 45. And along the way, because it's so heavy, it's killing your axle, it's killing your tires will just be busting. You will be the one paying for those things, for the extra money that they are going to make. Sometimes they deliberately change your tires. They can even change the engine of your car, so that if your gearbox, they can change anything. That's why you take the numbers of every part of the car. It was when I was doing transportation that I realized that every tire had a unique number that you can use. But anyway, okay, yeah, father for all. Sorry about that. Yes, and even here in Nigeria, truck drivers make a lot of money, but they have a sense of entitled. In short, the stealing part is almost like normal to them. Truck driver, I always said it, if there was one job I would do, it would be to drive trucks. Even in Nigeria, they make a lot of money, but those people, they will make a lot of money, they will still steal from you, they will do all sorts of things from you. So that's the problem with our own, because we don't have laws, we don't, judiciary is not there. When somebody steals, they can get away with it. What will you do to them? You can, even if you take them to police, you are wasting your time. So that, but logistics business is actually a very lucrative business, but you must learn how to deal with those workers. And that's why it's people who are drivers themselves that actually make more money in that way than any other one. Exactly, Kingsley, Alex, you got the gist. They will start begging you, they will start, in short, let me round up with this gist. There's this mason. It's over 20 years ago that my husband started. In short, right from the first house we built, when we started building house in Kaduna. The second of the first house we built, that was in 2004. Was it? No, 2003 was when we were building our second house, because the first house we built was in the village. My husband wanted to build in the village. Me, I told him it didn't make business sense. We're almost sentimental. He built. So the second, from that 2003, this guy has been working for us, mason. This guy still, and to the extent he will still bags trailer load of cement, sand, trucks of sand. This is somebody, of all the people that are working with us in building, people have owned their houses. My husband even opened a making industry for him, bought the materials for him, everything. He kept stealing. My husband would say, Sha, forgive him, do this one, all of that. There was one time he now came to meet us to ask for forgiveness for all the things he had carried before and stuff like that. They were still going on. Then it was in 2013, I think, that the whole matter scattered. We were building a house. There was someone who was fighting us, who was our neighbor close to the house. And then one day this guy came, and then he was working for the man to obstruct our own road. And I called him, I said, he was just so nasty. That day I felt, I called my husband, I said, if this is the only man that will build houses for us, then we will stop building houses. We will stop. Then the next thing, when that happened, so my husband came. My husband was very angry. My husband is the kind of person that he doesn't get angry easily. I get angry easily, and I can just leave it. My husband never gets angry. When he gets angry, it's final. And so that was it. That has been like 11 years now, right? They've called. They will beg. Even one time his mother called me, his family. I was like, no, we're sorry, we're done. All the things that you've done before. So that's what they always do. They do all of these things, and then they come, they will start begging. Me, I know they hear begging. So it's people, and at the end of the day, you put your business on the line. Your business will collapse. They will move on and go and get another job. Thank you so much. Yeah, exactly. Give me 5, I will take. They do that a lot, but me, I just learned to know I have to protect my own business. Is there a professional job? I don't know what you are asking for. I don't know what that means. But anyway, tomorrow we can continue the conversation. 9 p.m. tomorrow, Nigerian time, West African time. That's GMT +1. We'll continue the conversation here, and of course, tomorrow's topic is excuses people give not to do business. So we're going to be talking about the excuses, the different excuses people give not to do business. You probably are one of that. Some of the things that people do is that you know, I don't have time. But then they have time to be doing all the other things. Absolutely, Eunice. Yeah, post office, they steal a lot. They will change what it is that you bought. You will not even see them. Logistics business is big. There are people who are actually doing it and doing it very well. And there's more room for it to be done, but you just have to know that you're going to be battling with those drivers and all of that. But then there might be modern ways now to keep track of those things, so that people will not go on and just be stealing. The biggest problem we have in business in Nigeria is that honestly there are no honest staff. People just feel that it's okay to steal from where they are working, until we get to a place where that thing people understand it's not okay to steal. When you steal from where you are working, you destroy it. You also destroy yourself. You lose the job. Other people lose their job. The person that open it lose their money. But most of the people that open it are able to afford their lives. They just leave that business and move on. So if you're able to get that, and then those in logistics don't do logistics because you are not there. Yeah, if you are not there, please don't even go into logistics business in Nigeria. So thank you so much, everyone. It's been a pleasure. So let's meet again tomorrow, 9 p.m. Nigerian time. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being part of it. Please always learn to like. You are not doing well. You're not doing me well. You refuse to like for other people to see, but then it's okay. I'm good, movie. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye.